Fast forward from PhD to a professional role in a mid-sized multinational company. I started off as a summer intern, then joined full-time, and grew from the youngest and least experienced only lady in the department to a team leader so far. It's a logical evolution. You learn the craft, shadow more senior team members on the job, and at some point get your hands dirty on your own. What I would like to talk about is a couple of details of that journey that weren't easy, even at a place that actually develops promising young talent and doesn't have glass ceiling for women, at least in my immediate environment and based on my own experience. So I was a summer intern, working on analyzing a specific market in the healthcare industry. It was in a department that generally works on high-profile projects and as a result interacts closely with the management board and other senior managers. I got a glimpse into what such projects could be and also benefited from having lunches in the company of these senior managers. Senior managers' work included a lot of travel to the company's global locations, partners, trade shows, and road shows with investors. That sounded so exciting to me, I could only dream of participating in such meetings. But that wasn't it. Over lunches, these guys, back then mostly guys, we're talking about the stock market and their investment strategies, their extravagant hobbies that included retro cards, yachts, sailing boats, golf. It was actually a lady playing golf. And vacations anywhere from Swiss mountains to the Maldives. They didn't brag. This was simply the lifestyle they could afford because they were so damn smart and successful in their careers. What else were they supposed to say when asked about how they spend their holidays if they took their family to the Maldives? But then, a younger generation of my colleagues also talked about experiences that were beyond reach to me at that point, like developing apps, mountain biking, occasionally flying business class, and working across different regional organizations. Most importantly, from junior to senior, these were incredibly intelligent people, and I was trying to absorb like a sponge what they shared both in the meeting rooms and over lunchtime. Looking back, I think this was the most intellectually stimulating environment that I've ever worked in, with really broadly talented, absolutely unparalleled individuals, professionally speaking. It's easy to develop a complex of inferiority in this environment, and I had to prevent that from happening. Every day I got up for work, I felt like I was getting ready to go to war, in a sense that I had to be alert at all times, learn, absorb, match that intellectual level and really defend my position. Well, I had a trump card. I was the youngest person in the room, so I was more than welcome to ask questions to learn the craft. I also tried my best not to say anything stupid, although I remember the CEO almost rolling his eyes when we drove to visit a company and I said their estimated R&D expenses were 30% of their top line. Well, in fact, it was only 10%. Happens to the best of us. That's the thing, with his experience, the CEO didn't have to look in the papers to know that a company of that kind would have around 10-ish% of R&D spend. So he was merely asking me for the exact number and I said something completely off. Anyway, I wanted to level with this crowd intellectually, so I had to work really hard, spending long hours at the office to get my financial models right, reading up on the companies and markets we analyzed, staying up to date on global news and trends that were discussed at lunch, working with freaking Bloomberg terminal, so not my thing, and trying to only provide meaningful input. One of my colleagues gave me feedback that I should speak up a bit more, but in the very beginning, I just wasn't ready to open my mouth as I didn't have enough background on the topic or valuable input to share. It came with time. And I should say, it took me maybe 2 years since I joined full-time to feel more at ease, comparing to this feeling of going to war every day. I enjoyed it, every single day of it, but I'm just saying how challenging it was in the beginning. It took 2 years to start being comfortable talking about industry trends and specific companies, strategies and business models, and to start feeling that, yes, I'm getting a hang of it and I'm becoming a knowledgeable person, I dare not say expert, in this specific field. Of course, having passion for the craft is important, and this desire to work in healthcare and make an impact was always another booster for me when I took my 5th coffee at 8 p.m. in the evening trying to wrap up the beloved financial model. So what else did I do to feel less intimidated and gradually increase my confidence? I rocked my suit. Well, not always. In fact, our company doesn't have a strict suit policy, and even management can be seen in anything from a fully fledged suit and tie to lose the tie, to business casual, to a polo shirt and jeans on a hot summer Friday if they're not meeting anyone important. So I needed to look business, but also not overdo it by wearing the suit every day. For more on power suits, you can check out my video Look the Talk and my Instagram account. So here's the formula that I developed to help me look on par with the colleagues I admired. The backbone of the wardrobe was, first of all, a white shirt, of course. I usually wear a men's shirt that was tailored to me, shortened sleeves and bottom if necessary. I choose men's shirts because they are typically made of thicker fabric that has a shape and doesn't breathlessly slide down my body. They also have a solid standing collar that I can sometimes lift up, a power move. And oftentimes men's shirts are made for cufflinks, and how cool is that? I have several options ranging from my grandma's set that has a matching brooch to fix on the collar to black skulls when I feel particularly daring. Number 2 is the neck scarf, most days from Hermes. Back then I would say they were the only piece of luxury that I happened to have, and it made me feel so classy. And I noticed that the CEO often had Hermes ties, so. But in all seriousness, a neck scarf is such an easy way to elevate the look, and of course it doesn't have to be Hermes. Funny enough though, I got one of my Hermes scarves from a small thrift shop for only 40 francs and in perfect condition. Perhaps they didn't know what they're selling. Anyway, I am a big fan of this concept. Number 3, a blazer. Black or colorful depending on the seriousness of the meetings, or actually a vest. Vests are awesome for times when it's hot in the office, but having this extra element of garment just makes me more dressed up than just shirt and pants. Number 4, well-suited trousers with a leather belt, no-brainer. I sometimes also wear dresses with straight skirts and skirts, but it's more rare. I just feel that pants make me look more serious. Medium high heels, preferably pointy and either black to blend with the trousers or sometimes color matching other elements like the scarf. I dare say I have been one of the only young ladies in the company looking so business neat. These looks first of all helped myself gain confidence and position myself on par with my colleagues. Secondly, my look became in a way my trademark. My managers perceive me as a serious business lady and can also rely on me looking presentable in case I was called into an impromptu important meeting. Finally, it's easy to throw on something in the morning when you're tired and jet-lagged if you know it guaranteed fits. The good thing about this formula is that I could have a large number of combinations to look interesting every day, and I knew what to prepare over the weekend to get my wardrobe ready. So if like me you've been burning the midnight oil quite a bit to level up with your intellectual models, don't forget the extra points you can gain by also looking the part. Cheers!